Hello, my fellow knights and warriors, and today I am returning to the squad leader with second scenario for this game, Tractor Works. This is yet another scenario that is played about the Battle of Stalingrad, and it can be linked with Guards counterattack, and these two scenarios can be played together along with tanks. And this is for the third scenario called Streets of Stalingrad, but today we are focused on Tractor Works. This is an interesting scenario because both sides are actually defending and attacking. Our main target is Tractor Works, this factory building here held by Soviets at the beginning of the game. A massive German group containing a lot of assault engineers equipped with demolition charges and flamethrowers is about to assault this factory. In the same moment, big group of Russian soldiers is going to make a relief attack, attacking through the weak, or maybe not so weak, but definitely not very strong, German defensive positions from the west. And to win the scenario, at the end of the scenario, you have to control at last 6 hexes of the Tractor Works. Of course, if one side controls the entire factory, then this side is the winner too. But you need to control at last 6 hexes to be considered a winner of this scenario. We have a couple of new ideas in this scenario that I am going to focus during my gameplay, because we are going to use demolition charges, flamethrowers, so they are fantastic weapons, and we have concealment, fanatism. Let's go. And fanatism. All the Soviet units that are in the Tractor Works are considered to be fanatic, so their morale is one point higher than it actually is. So if they have 7, now they have 8, as long as they are in the Tractor Works. So if they are forced out of the factory, their morale is back to normal. Next, a lot of our units are starting as concealed. This is marked by these counters with question mark. Units that are concealed are definitely tougher to hit. If you are making fire attack against them, then your fire attack is considered to be area fire. This means that your fire is halved. So if you are firing at the concealed unit with the firepower of 8, then you will be actually firing with the firepower of 4, which makes it definitely hard to hit such a unit. But such unit must remain motionless and do no actions as long as it wants to keep concealment, because as long as such unit makes a move or fires, it loses its concealment status. Also, if at the end of the movement phase or at the end of the advance phase, enemy unit is on the hex adjacent to the concealed units, then concealment is lost. So this can be quite useful. Oh, and one more important thing. Sometimes scenario provides you some additional concealed units, concealed markers. For example, in this scenario, both Soviets and Germans have more of them than their groups have units. So what to do? They can be used to form a fake stacks. To give you an example, here we have a fake stack. It contains no real German units, but if Soviet player has no idea what these stacks contain, he has no idea if this stack contains real units marked with concealment or if they are fakes. This is pretty good way to hide some of your units and make enemy player try to figure out which of your stacks are real or which of them are fake. Next thing that we are going to use in this scenario is smoke. Normally, every unit of assault engineers, these guys, is allowed to place one smoke marker per turn. But in this particular scenario, we have a limit of 6 smoke number counters for the entire game. They can be placed by assault engineers at their prep fire phase, and this is not considered to be their action. So they can lay smoke and do any other kind of action, fire, movement, etc. They can lay smoke on any of the adjacent hexes to them, and smoke remains on this hex until the end of the next prep fire of the player who placed it. So it remains on the hex for the entire turn. And how it works? A hex which is marked as smoke has its movement cost upper by 1. So it is normally a 1 to enter the hex with clear terrain, and now this cost is 2. But what is even more important, smoke creates some protection for the units that are entering the hex. When a unit is on the hex and it is target of the enemy fire, then you have to make a 1d6 roll, and the result of the roll is a modifier for the enemy fire that smoke provides you. So it can be very different every time enemy fires at you. Well, smoke is not kind of solid defense. It varies, depends on when you are or where the smoke is blown. So it is quite an interesting idea to make the smoke being different cover every time enemy fires at you. Next we have flamethrowers. Flamethrowers are definitely my fav kind of weapon in this game so far, because they are simply amazing. They are firing with firepower of 20, and this firepower is not halved by range. They can only fire on the range of 2, not very impressive, yeah, but terrain modifiers are not affecting them. So when you are firing with flamethrower, you are always firing without die roll modifiers. So you can fire at the building and you can ignore this nasty +3 modifier. Of course, it works on the both sides. So from the other hand, you are not using modifiers for your own commander, even when he is on the same hex as you. No, simply you are making a big ball of fire and toss it on the enemy, so commander has little use here, as long as enemy protection. There is only one thing that can actually modify flamethrower's fire. It is concealment. When you are firing on the concealed unit, you have still to halve your flamethrower firepower by due to area fire, and now it is 10. Still not bad, because you can still ignore die roll modifiers for the terrain. Only assault engineers can use flamethrowers, and there is one problem with them. They are big, they are heavy, and they are making you a perfect target for the enemy. So when enemy fires at your unit that carries a flamethrower, he gets additional -1 modifier for die roll. And another problem with flamethrower is that it has very limited supply of fuel. So when you are firing with your flamethrower and you will get a result which is 9 or higher, then you are out of gas, and you have to remove such a flamethrower from the game. Another cool thing with flamethrower is that when you hit enemy hex with a flamethrower, then you have a chance to not only damage enemy units, but also their special weapons. But it only occurs if you will get killed in action result during the attack of your flamethrower. Next, we have demolition charges. They are another cool but also quite problematic weapon. To use your demolition charge, you need to have combat engineer or a commander with -2 or -3 modifier. Next, you have to be on the hex adjacent to the enemy, and this allows you to place demolition charge on the hex with enemy unit, but you have to survive all the enemy defensive fire. If you survived all the enemy defensive fire, then demolition charge is set up. It explodes in the advancing fire phase with the powerful of tier T. So it is really strong weapon. It is kinda problematic to use because it makes you quite vulnerable when you are trying to set it up, but it can blow enemy minds away. So it is particularly useful against the stacks of broken units. It can really make them go kaboom. The problem with demolition charge is that it is one-time weapon. If you fired with used demolition charge, then it goes away from the game. Of course, if it can also go malfunction if you will go with a roll of 12, and then it does nothing. So that would be all when it comes of the new things that we are going to use in this particular scenario. I will talk about all this stuff more during the game, because now it is all theory, but it will be much more interesting when we will reach practice. And one more thing, which is also quite important to remember, that this scenario has no player 1, player 2. Instead, you have to make a roll at the beginning of the game to see who is going to be first player and who is going to be a second player, which is quite interesting idea, I think. Okay, so let's make a roll, and now Germans, Russians. So Russians are first to go. They will be a player A in this game. So we are starting with rally phase, nothing to do, and now we are starting with Russian prep fire phase. So we have a lot of Russian units here and couple of Russian units there. I think I won't make any actions with these units in the factory because they want to keep their concealment, but I want to do some action with these Russians here. One important thing is that we have 27 Soviet squads here, and we can have only 3 squads on the hex, which means that we have one hex here being overstacked. It is alright as long as I will dismantle this stack during my movement phase. So I cannot fire with all of them. I have to move at last one of these units to make sure that the stack limit will be satisfied at the end of the movement phase. So let's go. I will start here. These 2 stacks are firing here. Each of these stacks contains 3 squads, so I have 12 and 12, so it's 24, but they are firing on the unit which is concealed. This means that their firepower is halved, so they are firing with 12. 12, and they are in the stone building, so this is 12 plus 3. Let's see. It is 12 and 12 and 12. So, nothing. Uh, it's not starting well. This is prep fire and prep fire. Now, like I said, they are going to dismantle, so I can fire only with these 3 squads, and this fourth squad will have to move. So I'm going to fire with these 3 squads here, and this will be 6 because of the concealed, plus 3. Again 11. What a poor rolls. So they are prep fired, and he is not. Now they haven't any good line of sight, and now these Soviets here, I think I will fire here with both of these stacks. So I have 14 and 14, so it's 28. 28, it is of course halved because of the concealed, and I'm not going to use my light machine guns because they would provide me nothing, and I don't want to risk their damage because, as you can see, their breakdown number is pretty low, it's 10. So I'm not going to use them. I am firing with my normal firepower of my squads, so this is 24 and it is halved, so it is 12 plus 3 because of the stone building. Oh, and another miss. And you can see I was right with making this decision of not using my machine guns because I get 10. So they would end up broken if I would use them. But they weren't in use, so they aren't broken. So these stacks are prep fired. And now here, these stacks, each of them contains 3 squads with light machine guns, and again I'm going to fire with them, but without light machine guns. So my target is this stack, so I'm firing with 12 plus 3. Finally some good roll. It is 8. 8 in the column of 12 is 1 MC. So first of all, because we get a hit, this means we forced enemy to take a check, then they are losing their concealment. And now they are taking a morale check with plus 1. 6 plus 1, 7, they are fine, but they lost their concealment. And it is rather permanently here. So prep fire and prep fire. Now that's all when it comes to the prep fire phase. We are going to the movement phase, and now I want to do something new. In my previous video I used original defensive fire rules from the rulebook, and today I am going to use optional defensive fire rules that are pictured in the rules at the end of the rulebook in the optional rules section. I found these optional rules quite useful because they are making a game a bit more dynamic. I'm going to tell you how they work, and you can judge by yourself if you like them more. As for me, I really like them more, and I am going to use them in my next playthroughs of the Squad Leader game. So it is a good idea to introduce them now and tell you more about them. So, how such defensive fire works? During the enemy movement phase, you are free to fire on the moving units. You don't have to wait until the defensive fire phase. And when you are firing on the enemy unit, you are placing a track marker on the hex, and any other unit that moves through that hex also gets a fire equal to the number of firepower that unit spent to fire on such a hex. So I think this is quite a cool thing, especially for the defender, of course. Okay, so we have a Soviet movement phase, and I have to reduce this stack. So this Soviet squad goes here. This is their first movement phase, and movement point, and now Germans have to decide. They can simply wait and keep their conceal marker, but if Soviets will remain on the hex adjacent to the units with concealed marker until the end of the defensive fire phase, these concealed markers are removed. So Germans don't want them to enter this hex, for example, so they decide to fire at them. They remove their concealed markers and they are firing at them with firepower of 6. It is doubled due to the adjacent hex, so we have 12. And -2 because of enemy moving in the open ground. So it's 12 minus 2. It is 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 in the column of 12 is 3 MC. So Soviets have to take a morale check with 3. This is 6 plus 3. It is 9. They are broken. And here we also have to place a track marker where it was. Oh, here it is. And here we have defensive fire. So yes, bit more counters on the board, but it makes game bit more dynamic. Okay, now this stack. I will move this squad. They go here. And now the same situation. Germans doesn't want them to move further into this building, so they declare their defensive fire, removing their concealed marker. They have 16. -2. Wow, it's 7. -2, it's 5. 5 in the column of 16. It is 3 MC. Not a good roll situation for Soviets. And natural 12. So they are removed. Off to graveyard you go. But first let's place a track marker. And then they go to graveyard, and here we have defensive fire. So Soviets are continue their actions. They are moving here, and it was 2 movement points, 3 movement points, and they are opting to stay on this hex. They are safe. Track markers are here and there, so no fire on them. Now this stack. 1, 2, 3, and these Germans are already out of concealed, so they are firing on them. They have 6 -2. It's 4. In the column of 6, it is morale check +2. It is 7, so Soviets are fine. They get defensive fire. Here we have track markers, and they can continue their movement. And they go to the building, of course. Now, these Germans can also fire at them. Well, they will lose their conceal marker anyway, so it won't hurt to try to fire on the approaching enemy. It is 16 +2. Wow, 5. 5 in the column of 16. This is 3 MC. It is 10 +2 +3. It is 13. So they are broken. And here we got target marker. Well, more Soviets to go? Of course. We have a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, and 4. Germans, they are firing. So they have 12 minus 2. And it's 4. 4 in the column of 12, it is 3 MC. It is 5 plus 3, it's 8. So they are still broken. That wasn't a bad roll, but not good enough to save them. So fire, defensive fire, and track marker. Anyone else wants to go? I think yes. 1, 2, 3, 3.5. That's all. And I believe this is going to be all when it comes to my Soviets. Or maybe not. I have one more squad here. So 1, 1.5. They will go there. And that will be all. That will be all. I'm going to leave my commanders here because I will need them definitely to rally some units. Soviets never have enough of the commanders, so it's better to save them. And now this is the end of the Soviet movement. Now we have to remove track markers. And now we have a German defensive fire phase. As you can see, most of these units already fired, so they cannot fire it again. And the others are going to keep their concealed markers in effect, so they are not going to fire. But the different situation is here, because all these Germans now are allowed to fire on the defenders of the factory. And of course, that's what they are going to do. So, I will start here, and this stack fires on this hex. We have 8, 10, 14, 16, but our strength is halved because of the concealment. So we have 8. We have still minus 2 because of the commander and plus 3 because of the factory. So it is 8 plus 1. And we got 11. Oof, that's bad. No effect. Next, this squad with their flamethrower fires this flamethrower on this hex. They have 20, so it is half to 10 due to the area fire, so it is 8. And because of the flamethrower, we can ignore terrain modifier. We got 7, so this is morale check plus 1. They are losing their concealment because they are forced to take a morale check, and they have to take a morale check plus 1, but since they are fanatic, they also get minus 1. So first roll 9, this is a failure, and the other one, this is success. So the ones with machine gun break. Break. The others are fine, and now this squad can also fire its own firepower onto this hex. Now they have 8 because they are not they aren't concealed anymore. So it's 8 plus 3. It is nothing. They are firing on this hex. They have 4, 4, and 6. So this is 12. So it will be 6 because of the area fire. Plus 3 minus 1. So 6 plus 2. It is 8. 8 in the column of 6. No effect. This flamethrower fires on this hex. So we have 10 and no modifier. It is 6 in the column of 8. It is 1 morale check. So they are losing their concealment. And now they have to take a morale checks with plus 1. and -1 because of the fanatism. So first one, 11, they are broken, and the others, 7, they are fine. They are firing with their own firepower now. It's 8 plus 3. Nothing. And this powerful stack fires on this hex. We got 8 plus 2. I'm not going to use this light machine gun because it won't change anything. I will still have 8, and plus 3 because of the factory, minus 3 because of the commander. So 8 and 0. We got 8, so it's normal morale check. For them, 6, they passed, and now for them, 8, they passed because of the fanatism. And that's defensive fire for you. I think we don't have any other options to perform defensive fire. Oh yeah, we have one, sorry. This stack can fire here. It will be 4 plus 3. Not a very good chance to hit, but it won't hurt to try. Wow! We got 2. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 in the column of 4 is morale check plus 1. You can see it was worth to try. Concealment marker is done, and now they have to take a morale check. 7, they passed. But even so, their morale, their concealment is done. Now that's all for the defensive fire, right? So we can remove all the defensive fire markers, and we are going into the advancing fire phase. So they will try to do advancing fire on this hex. It will be 4 plus 3. Nothing. They are taking advancing fire here. 4 plus 3. Nothing. And they are doing it here. This is stone building. Yeah, stone building. So again, 4 plus 3. Nothing. And this concludes advancing fire. Yeah, this concludes. Oh, maybe not. Wait. This one isn't broken, and this one isn't broken either. So they are already not in concealment. So they are going to try to fire on this hex. They have 8 because they weren't moving, and plus 3. This is a miss. So that's all for the advancing fire phase. We can now remove prep fire and advancing fire markers, and we are going to the road phase. So this Soviet squad cannot carry their machine gun, but they are moving here on this hex with the leader. Same goes to them. They are moving here, hoping they will be able to be rallied by their commander. Now them. They are retreating here and there. And as for them, I think they are going to be eliminated. Why? Well, this hex is in the line of sight and the range of fire of this squad. This hex is adjacent to the enemy unit, and this hex, that hex are adjacent to the enemy unit. So they cannot retreat, and due to this fact, they are going to graveyard. These Soviets retreat into these woods, and that's all for the road phase. Next we have advance phase. So I am moving here, and it will be melee. I am moving here, it will be melee too, and I think I will try to move them here, there, here. Oh, they are also moving here. to get a melee. Commander goes on this hex to rally this unit. And maybe from this stack I will move a single unit here, and from this stack I will move a single unit there. So that would be all when it comes to my advance phase. And next we have close combat phase. So let's resolve our close combats. Not an easy thing for Russians, because we have 6 versus 4. So Soviets have Soviets need 4 and Germans need 6. Germans, nothing. Soviets, 3. They did it. Germans are dead. Here, the same situation. No, not the same situation. They have medium machine gun, and you cannot use medium machine gun in the close combat. So it is 4 versus 4. So both sides need 5. Germans, nothing. Soviets, amazing. Off to graveyard you go. And another close combat won by Soviets. And finally here, yeah, LMG, so it is 6 versus 4. So Germans need 6 and Soviets need 4. Germans, nothing. Soviets, again, come on. You are really amazing guys. Soviets are ruling in the close combat. So that's all for the Soviet part of the turn 1. We are moving into German part of the turn 1. So we are starting with rally phase. Germans doesn't have to rally anyone, they are all fine, but Soviets, well, they have a couple of units they want to rally. First of all, here it's 4, it's 8, and there is Desperation Morale, so no effect. Next here, same situation, no effect. And now this Soviet commander tries to rally some of his men. He has -2. So they have +4 and -2, so they have total of +2. And they are fanatic. So first one. Wow! They are not only rallied, but they are also turning into berserkers. Now them. It is 5 +2. They are rallied. So you can see that good commander and fanatism is really helping here. Now this desperation marker is out, and this desperation marker is also out. We got fanatics here. Interesting. Now that's all for the rally phase, so we can remove all the other desperation morale markers, and we are going into the German prep fire phase. So I will fire my medium machine gun on them. They are most dangerous because they are on the adjacent hex. So I have 8, so it will be 16 plus 3. It's 5 plus 3, it's 8. In the column of 16 it is morale check plus 1. It is 12, so they are broken. And we got prep fire here. Now them. I will try to fire on this hex and on that hex with my light machine gun with penetration of 2. So I am firing with here with the firepower of 12 and here with the firepower of 2. So it is 12. 8 in the column of 12. It is morale check +1. They passed. And here with the firepower of 2, it's 5. In the firepower of 2, it's morale check. And 7, they passed. Whoa, that was very poor shooting. Anyone else? Well, they are adjacent to the enemy unit, so I think they will remove their concealment and they will try to fire on them anyway. So I have 8 plus 3 minus 1. So it's 8 plus 2, it's 6. 6 in the column of 8, it is morale check +1. And Soviets passed! Looks like my Soviets have a good day. And now here, all these big stacks with powerful weapons. I will start with this leader with 2 squads and heavy machine gun. So 12 plus 3 minus 1, 12 plus 2, it is 8. 8, it is +1, morale check, and Soviets passed it again. Come on, you are too good for me. Now, this assault engineers place smoke on this hex. Now they are firing their flamethrower on that hex. So it is 10 and no terrain effects. It is 10. Ooh, that's bad. Why? Because we got more than 9, and due to this fact we are out of gas in this flamethrower, and it is out. No good. They are firing with their own firepower here with 8 plus 3. It is 9, no effect. This stack fires here. They have 8 plus 3 minus 3, so 0, and 8 normal morale check for Soviets. 9 Soviets are broken, even with their fanatism. This flamethrower fires on this hex, so it's 20 and 6 in the column of 20. It is morale check +3. And they made it! Come on! How it is even possible? So I will try to use this big stack. They have 8, 10, 14, 16, plus 3 minus 2. So it's 16 plus 1. It's 8. 8 in the column of 16. It is morale check +1. And now they are broken. Finally. And they are prep fired. Alright, that's all for the German defense prep fire phase. I am moving to the German movement phase. So I will start with this stack. They are going 1, oh, not a machine gun, but all of you. 1, 2, 3. That would be all. Now this squad. 1, 2, 3. And now these Soviets are firing at them. They have 8 minus 2. This is 6. 6 in the column of 8. This is morale check +1. And 7. Germans made it. defensive fire, and target. This stack moves 1, 2, and 3. They are safe. And now this group with demolition charge goes 1, 2, and 3. And they are setting up this demolition charge on this hex. So let's place it here. That would be all for a German movement phase. Well, maybe no. I'm moving 1, 2, 3. And that's all for German movement phase. Now we have Soviet defensive fire phase. And now here there is nothing to do. We already fired with them and they are all broken. But here the situation is different, because now Soviets are going to do some impressive firepower to use on these poor Germans. I will start with them. They have 8 plus 3. It is 8, so it's nothing. And now here I have 4, 8, so it is 12, plus 6, so it's 18, and plus 14. 18 plus 14 is 32. So we have 32, so it's going to be column of 30, plus 3. 6, so it's 9. In the column of 30, it is 2 MC for Germans. And they are broken. So all these Soviets made quite a huge defensive fire. But as you can see, it was very effective. Now, who's next? I think I'm going to fire here. No, I cannot, because they are Soviets, so I don't want to fire on my comrades. So they will fire here. They have 4 plus 3. 8. This is nothing. And now here I am targeting this hex and they are concealed. So I have 2. Let me see if they have a line of sight. Yeah, they have. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 and 14. So they are firing here with a firepower of 12 plus 3. It's 8. In the column of 12, this is morale check plus 1. So they are losing their concealment. And they have to take morale checks plus 1. First, their leader. He's fine. And now his men. There is 8 plus 1 and minus 2. So they are fine. And that's all when it comes to the Soviet defensive fire. Next, we have German advancing fire. And first of all, this demolition charge explodes. It fires with TRT plus 3. It's 6, so it's 9. 9 in the column of TRT. It is 2 MC. It's 7, and Soviets get... sorry, it's 8, but Soviets are fanatic, so they survived. Fantastic. And now my advancing fire. It is 4, and this is 8, 10, 18. So I'm firing on this hex with firepower of 18. So this is column of 16 plus 3. Nothing. And they are firing on this hex with firepower of 6 plus 3, 9. Nothing. They didn't move, so they can fire here with firepower of 6 plus 3 and minus 2. So it is 6 plus 1. It's 7. Normal morale check for Soviets. They broke. So that would be all when it comes to the German advancing fire. We can remove prep fires. And next we have road phase. So this squad roads here. No other Germans to road, no. And now this squad, let me see if they can road. Here. I believe that these Germans can see them. I will make check to make sure. Yeah, they can see them. So I cannot road here. I can road there, but no, because I will be in the line of sight and the firepower of these Germans. So I cannot road here as well. I cannot move here because I will be closer to Germans and also in their line of sight. So I believe they are eliminated. Off to graveyard you go. Now they can remain in this building. They are safe here. So that's what they are going to do. And now here. This stack has 2 squads. So I can only move a single squad here. Squad there. So this squad goes there. And this squad, without their machine gun, retreats on this hex. So that's all for the road phase. Next we have German advance phase. And of course I'm advancing into the factory. Here, here. Let me see, I have 2 squads, so I can advance with them as well. And now I think I will advance with this squad with light machine gun too. And this group, but without commander, they go here into this smoke and they go there. So that's my movement, that's my advance. And now I think I will take my chance and I will try to advance here, trying to take these Soviets with close combat. Let's see if it will. I will make it. So that's all for my movement, for my advance, and now we have close combat to resolve. First here, I have 4 versus 4, so both sides have need 5, but Germans have their commander, so they have -1. Germans, it's nothing because it's 9. Soviets, it's 6, again nothing. So this concludes close combat, and this concludes turn 1 of the battle. So, turn 2 ahead, and we are starting with a Russian rally phase. I will start here with this commander. He has no modifiers, but this was pretty good roll, so this squad is rallied. Now this commander, 9, nothing. Anyone else? Let me see, I believe no. on the Soviet side at last. Oh yeah, here. I can still try to rally this squad with a commander of -2, and he made it. It's 9, it's +4, it's 5, +4, it's 9. We got -2, so it's 7. And they are also fanatic. So that's great, they are fine. I think that's all here, right? And now they cannot be rallied, no commander around. And now desperation morale markers. This one is out. This one is out. But this one is not, because there is enemy on the adjacent hex. So we have to keep the desperation morale marker. And now that's all for the rally phase. I think we haven't any broken weapons to repair. No. So yeah, that would be all. Next we have a Russian prep fire phase. So who are going to do prep fire? They can't see anyone. They are locked in close combat. Now, I wonder if anyone can fire at them. I believe that some actually can. They definitely can. They also can. So they are going to form a fire group to fire on these Germans. So this is 14 plus 4, it's 18. So this is going to be 16 plus 3. It's 9. 9 in the column of 16. I believe this is a hit. Let me check. This is morale check +1. Not bad. It's 11. So these Germans are broken. And they fired. They also fired. And who else? Here. And I think that almost no one can see them. Only them. Yeah, they can see, but... And this stuck. But this would be out of their normal range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be 2, 4, 6 and 10. Yeah, this will be 8. That's a risk I am going to take. +3. Nothing. So that's all when it comes to this zone. And now here they are firing here with 8, so it's 16 plus 3. It's 11 in the column of 16. This is no effect. I have no penetration because they are in the factory, and the factory blocks your line of sight. You can fire into the factory, but not through the factory. So I cannot penetrate into them. And now here. I think I will remove this concealment marker, and I will fire my all my strength onto them. So I have 20. And it's 7 in the 20. This is morale check +2. They are broken. That's good. Prep fire. And them. They are going to lose this concealment anyway, so I will make use of it. And they have 10. I am firing onto this hex with 20 +3. Not good, not bad. It's 4. plus 3 it's 7. 7 in the column of 20 is 2. So all the units here have to undergo morale check plus 2. First them. They are broken. Now them. They are broken. And now them. They are, I believe they are eliminated. Let me check the rules. Because rolling natural 12 during the morale is, I believe this is reduction. Fate, fate. No, only during the rally. So no, they are simply broken. Break, break. Alright, so that was a good shooting. And now them. There are 2 squads. They have 8, so they will have 16. They are firing on this hex with -2 for the commander and +3 for the building. So it's 16 plus, but they are berserk. Let me see if berserk units might perform prep fire, because some of the berserk units berserk units cannot perform prep fire, so I can only fire with this regular squad. So it will be 8 plus 3 minus 2, so it's 8 plus 1, nothing. I will place these berserkers above to remember that they are free to use. Okay, so that's all for the Soviet prep fire. Yeah, that's all for the Soviet prep fire. So now I can go on and make my movement. This squad moves 1, 2, 3, 4. This squad goes 1, 2, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. This squad 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. And now these Germans are firing at them. They have 8 minus 2. It's 8 minus 2, it is 6. 6 in the column of 8, it is 1 morale check. It is 7 plus 1, it is 8, so they are broken. And I need to place target marker and defensive fire here. Alright, so that's all for this part. Now here. They are moving 1, 1.5, 2. They are moving 1, 2, 3. They are moving 1, 2, 3. They are moving 1, 2, and now Germans are firing at them. They have 6, so it's 12, and it is wood building, so it's plus 2 and minus 2. So it's 12 and 0. Oh hell! It's natural 12. So our machine gun is broken. And this is nothing. Hell. Only the target hex marker is placed here, and now more Soviets move. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh no, sorry, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. A half, 1, a half, 2. 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. 1, 1.5, 2. 1.5, 2. And now these Germans are firing at them. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so they are in their range. So they are firing with 6 minus 2. It's 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 in the column of 6 is morale check plus 1. They are broken. Target marker. Defensive fire. One, 2. This commander moves 1, 2, 3 to rally this broken unit. This commander goes closer. This squad, oh, there is a lot of Russian squads here now. 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so that's all for the Russian movement. Well, there was a lot of moving. And now let's go to the German defensive fire phase. So we can also remove track markers. Now what the Germans are going to do? There is a little options for them actually. So they are firing. Oh, sorry, one more thing about these berserkers. Let me see if they have some special rules about their movement. Yeah, they have to move during the advance to be on the adjacent hex to the enemy units and then to charge on them during the advance phase. But they are already adjacent to Germans, so they don't have to move. So that's correct. Now, Germans are making their defensive fire, so this squad fires here. They have 8 plus 3. Nothing. Now they cannot see anyone, I believe. Let me see. Well, yeah, they can see them. But are they in the range? They have a range of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be their long range. So they will have 4 plus 2. So it will be 6 plus 2 and minus 2. 9. Nothing. And I haven't any other options to fire with my Germans. Well, here there is an option for them to fire on these Soviets, so it will be they have 8 plus 2, so it's 10, so it will be 20 plus 3, and we are firing from the smoke, so we have to roll for the possible modifier of the smoke. We got 4. So we have 20 plus 7. It's 5 plus 7, it's 12. 12 in the column of 20. This is a miss. Okay, that's bad. So these are all defensive fire actions. Next we are going into advancing fire. So who is going to do advancing fire? Let's start here. They are firing onto this hex. This is 4 plus 3. 8, nothing. And now here I have 4, 8, 12. So 12 plus 3. It's 8. Morale check. No, plus 1 morale check for the commander. 8, he made it, and his men, it's 9. Plus 1, it's 10. Minus 2 is 8. So they are broken. Oh, hell. That was quite close. But nope, they are broken. Advance, advance, and advance. Who else? Well, them. 4, 4, and 4. So they have 12. 12 plus 3. It's 10. Nothing. I think I made a mistake here because I could take this medium machine gun. I forgot about it. You can simply take a special weapon by moving on the hex with this special weapon. I could do it. My mistake. Okay. Now they are firing here. They have 6 plus 3. No effect. And they are firing here. They have... Oh no, they are going to fire here. So they have 6 plus 3. 8. I think it's no effect. Right, no effect. And now these Soviets, these berserkers are firing here. They have 4 plus 3. No effect. So that's all for advancing fire. So we can remove prep fire and advancing fire. And next we have road phase. So who is going to road and where? We are starting with Soviets. Now this squad, it can road here, and I think it is the best way for them. This squad roads there. This squad, let me see. They cannot road here, or maybe they can. I believe this hex is not in the line of sight of any German unit that can fire. No, so they can retreat here and there. That's fine. And that would be all for the Soviet road. And now German road. They cannot road because all the hexes are adjacent to the enemy, so they are sent to graveyard. This squad. Let me see if they can. The only allowed hex for them to road is this one. But this one is in the line of sight of these Soviets. So it is off limit, so they are going to graveyard. Their commander remains on this hex alone. And now factory. They are routing here. And this huge stack of broken units has also to route. And now they are leaving their weapons. This let me see. They cannot route onto this hex because this hex is in the line of sight of these Soviets, and this hex is free. So they are routing here and then here and then there onto the hex with this commander. So that's all for the road phase. I think the road rules are always giving me more headaches when it comes to this game. And that's all for the road. Next we have Soviet advance, and Soviets are going to do a lot of advance. Here, here. Oh, I forgot about them, sorry. During the road phase, they have to be eliminated as well because they cannot retreat. And close combat. Where is close combat? Here. Also there. And also there. Is that all? They all moved. Well, they are going to move closer. And now these berserkers are moving here. They will be joined by this squad, since they want to get rid of Germans from the factory. And I think that's all. Well, I will move this squad here. So that's all. Oh, and here we have to place close combat marker. So that's all for the Russian advance, and next we have to resolve Russian close combat. We have a couple of them. First one is here. What's wrong with this squad? Okay. So we have 3 Soviet squads versus German squad with a leader and light machine gun. So Soviets are attacking en masse. So they have 12 versus 6. So it will be 2 to 1. And with 2 to 1 they need 7 or less. They got 10, nothing. Germans are attacking single Soviet squad. So they have 6 versus 4. So this is 3 to 2. So they need 6. And they have -1 for the leader. Nothing. So the melee goes on. Now here. All these 2 counters are fake concealment markers, so they are simply removed. Nothing happens. Same goes here. All these fake markers are out. And no close combat. Next, here we have 8 versus 1, because leader fights alone. There are no soldiers around him, so he fights alone. He can use his own modifier for his own use. This is the only situation when a commander can use his own modifier for his own. And now they have 8 versus 1, so Soviets needs 11, and they got 2. And now German leader attacks single Soviet squad, so this is 1 to 4, so he needs 3, and he got 12. Okay, so he is out. The end of the close combat here. And the final close combat is there. We have 2 Soviet squads versus a single German squad, so we have 2 to 1, and one of them is Berserker. Do they get any additional special effects when they are attacking? No, nothing. So we have a simply 2 to 1, so the Soviet needs 7, and they got 4, so Germans are eliminated. And the Germans are attacking Soviet berserkers, so they have 4 versus 4, 1 to 1, nothing. So Germans are out. And this concludes Soviet close combat phase. Right, this concludes. And now we have German rally phase. So, I am starting with them. This commander tries to rally these 3 squads, 7, 8 and 7. So, 7, nothing, 8, nothing, and 7, yeah. So this last squad is rallied. And that would be all. No other German units to rally. Soviets. This commander tries to rally this squad. 9, nothing. This commander tries to rally his squad. 3, he made it. And I think that's all. So now we can remove desperation morale markers from all the units. There are no Soviet commander on this hex? No. So no one can rally them. So now we have German prep fire phase. Only a few German unit remains. So I am firing my flamethrower on this hex. So it's 20 and 7 in the column of 20. This is 2MC. 7 and they have +1 for being fanatic. They are fine. Oh hell. Now I'm firing with my own firepower. I have 8 + 3. Nothing. So prep fire. This group fires here. They have 12 + 3 - 1. Wow! That's 4. 4 in the column of 12. This is +3. Morale check. And Soviets made it! They are amazing. We have 4 + 3, so it's 7, and they have 8 because of being fanatic. So I am proud of them. Stalin would be proud too, I believe. And now here. They have 12. They are firing on them. It's 6 + 3, it's 9. 9 in the column of 12. This is morale check. And they are finally broken. There was too much for them, I believe. They were fired from all the directions and they had to break sooner or later. And this stack fires here. We have 8. No, I'm not going to use my machine gun. So this is 8 + 3 - 2. And this is... wow, it's 2. So this is 3. 3 in the column of 8. This is killed in action. So both Soviet squads are going to graveyard. Okay. And now them. They have 20. They have 10. So they are firing here with 20. And they still have this smoke. It is going to disappear at the end of the prep fire phase. So it's 20 + 3. Let's roll for the smoke. It's again 4. So it's 20 and 7. 20 + 7 and 18. No effect. Okay. And now them. Do I want them to fire or do I want them to wait and move? I think I will move them. So that's all for the prep fire. We can remove this smoke. I think I never made a good use of smoke in this game. Now I'm going to make a movement. With only a few of the German units actually can move. So they are moving 1, 2, and 3. Now these Soviets are firing at them with 10, so it's 8 minus 2. It's 2 in the column of 8. It is killed in action. They are going to graveyard. Soviet heavy machine gun massacred them. Oh, one more thing. I need a target marker on this hex. And now they are moving here. This is normal movement. So these Soviets are firing at them with 20 minus 2. It's 6, it's 7, minus 2, it's 5. 5 in the column of 20. It is 4 MC. Oh hell. And they passed it! Ha ha! I didn't expect that they will, but well, that's amazing. So they are not making a move, they are setting up demolition charge on this hex. And that's all. And this concludes German movement. Well, yeah. This commander goes here, he will try to rally this unit. And that's all. So now we have Soviet defensive fire phase. And I think that Soviets actually don't have much to do. Well, most of these units here have no Germans in their line of sight. But some here have. So they are going to keep no, I'm going to remove this concealment, and I am firing at them with the firepower of 6 minus 2 because they moved. So it's 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 in the column of 6 is 1 MC. 8 plus 1, it's 9. So they are broken. Who else? Now they. They are firing here. 4 and 7 in the column of 4. It is nothing. They are also firing here, but they will be firing with the firepower of 2 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 in the column of 2. Morale check. Germans passed. They cannot see anyone, so that will be all for defensive fire, I think. Yeah. So remove all the defensive fire. Now, and track markers. Now we have to do advancing fire. So this demolition charge goes kaboom. This is 30 plus 3. And it's 9. So this is morale check plus 2 for these two Soviet squads. First squad. 6 plus 2 is 8. They passed because of the fanatism. And 7 plus 2, they failed. So this one is broken. Okay. Any other? Nope. That's all for advancing fire. So we can remove prep fire markers. And now we have road phase. They are routing here, and for Soviets, this squad routes here. This is out, and this Soviet squad routes here. So that's all for the road phase. And now we have German advance phase. They are advancing here. It will be close combat. They are advancing into the factory, still trying to size this factory, because, well, we have to, otherwise we will lose the game. They are advancing here, and they are advancing here because they will try to stop this mass of the Soviets approaching. I think that I can also move them, because I don't need them in this building anymore, and I will need them somewhere here. So that's all for the German advance, and now close combat. Let's go here. We have 8 plus 2 because of the light machine gun versus 4. So this is 2 to 1. So we Germans need 7, and they got natural 2. So Soviets are done, but Soviets still can counterattack with 4 versus 8. So it will be 1 to 2, so they need 4. And that was close, but not close enough. Off to graveyard you go, Ivans. And here. Soviets have 12 versus 6, so it's 2 to 1. And 8. 1 too much, because they needed 7. And Germans are attacking single Soviet squad with 6 versus 4. So they have 3 to 2, so they need 6, and they have -1 for the leader. 9, nothing. So this close combat goes on. And this concludes German actions in the turn 2, and this concludes turn 2. I think that Soviets are doing very well. A lot of German units were eliminated, and Soviets have an open way to the factory. There is no one to stand here, and a lot of Soviets are still fine. So I have a doubt that Germans are going to win this battle, but we will see. So let's carry on with turn 3. Yeah, this is turn 3, and already Germans are reduced. And let's go with rally phase. We are starting with Russians, and now do I need anyone to rally? They are fine. They cannot be rallied. Well, they can be rallied, so let's see if I can. I got 9. So yes, no, they are not rallied because I got 9. So I need 7. Okay, so no. And no commander around. Here I have a commander, but I have also this annoying desperation morale marker. Let's see, it's 8. And now it's +4, +4, -2. So it is no effect. No, they are broken, and they have to keep desperation morale because they are adjacent to the enemy units. Same goes to them. They cannot remove this desperation morale because of being adjacent to the enemy unit. Alright, so that's all for the rally phase. Now we can remove this desperation morale. These have to stay. And now Germans. Oh, I almost forgot. These 2 squads. First one with 7. They are back to normal. And now the other one, 2. They are also back to normal. And that would be all. No, they have to be rallied as well. 10, -3, so they are back to normal. Okay, so that's all for the rally phase, and next we are going to Russian prep fire phase. So they are firing here. They have 8, so this is 16 plus 3. It is 4. That's a great shot. Plus 3, it's 7. 7 in the column of 16 is 2 MC. It's 8 plus 2. Germans are broken. No good. Soviets are defending this factory hard. Now they are firing here, so they have 6, so it's 12 plus 3. It is 9 in the column of 12. Normal morale check for Germans. There is a single squad, yeah. And they are broken. Oh hell. I think that's all in the factory. Well, there is only a broken squad here. And there are 2 good order squads, but they are both concealed. So, do I want to fire with them? Yeah, I think I won't. I will. I'm removing this conceal marker, and I am firing with them. They have 16 plus 3. So this is 9 plus 3, 12. 12 in the column of 16. This is a miss. So no effect. And that's all here. And now there. They can fire on this hex. So they have 4. They are in the building? Right, they are in the building. So they cannot form a fire group with them. I mean, I might try, but I think they haven't line of fire. But I will try. That's what I'm going to do. They are both firing here, and now I have to check if there is a line of sight from this hex to that hex. I believe it is. So it is 8 plus 2, and it is 10. No effect. Well, at last I tried. Now here. No effect. No, there aren't any good options for Soviets to fire anywhere. No. So I am moving into the Soviet movement phase. So what I'm going to do? I will move 1, 2, 3. They are grabbing this medium machine gun, and they are moving 1, 2, and that's all. They are not going to move any further. 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and they are firing at them. They have 8, minus 3, and minus 2. Okay, so it's 8 minus 5. It's 11 minus 5. It is 6. So it is morale check plus 1. And 10. Nope, this is a miss. I mean, this is a break. Break, defensive fire, and target hex. But that's not the end. 1, 1.5, 2.5, and that's all. this commander 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and that's all. This group a half, 1, a half, 2, half, that's the end. They are grabbing this German medium machine gun, and they are going to stay here. They are taking this machine gun and they are not making any movement. So, but it was a movement actually, because they grabbed this machine gun, so they had to move. And now, because of that, these Germans can fire at them. And they want to do so, because now they see that they are going to fire on them with their own German machine gun. So, they have a range of 3, so it will be hard. But I will take this risk. I have 4 plus 2 for the light machine gun, so it's 6, plus 3 minus 2, so it's 6 plus 1. Oh hell, 11. No effect. At last, machine gun is not broken. And let's place the target marker here, in case anyone is going to move through this hex. I seriously doubt, but well, we never know. And now, 1, 2, and 3. So now they are firing. They have they cannot use flamethrower, but they have their own inherent firepower of 8 and a range of 3, so that's fine. 8 minus 2, it's 6, minus 2, 4. In the column of 8, it is MC plus 2. It's 7, so they are broken. Break and target and defensive fire. Alright. Now this machine gun is broken, so I can remove it, because you cannot repair broken weapons that belong to the enemy. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4. This commander takes this light machine gun. This commander moves here. These Soviets move 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4, and same is done by them. This group goes half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. And finally, this group, 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4. So I think that's all when it comes to the Soviet movement. Yes, that's all for the Soviet movement. And now let's go to the German defensive fire. They are all broken, they all fired, and they don't have anyone in their range of fire. So no defensive fire for Germans. Too bad. Let me check if all these stacks are broken. Yeah, all these stacks. So we can remove defensive fire, track markers, and now we have Soviet advancing fire. Oh hell. Let's go here. We have 4, 8, and well, they can join, but they will provide only 2 fire points, so it won't be an effect. So they are firing on this hex with 8 plus 2 because of the wood building. 11, no effect. They don't have any enemies in their line of sight. They all fired. They can't see anyone. No, they can fire at this hex. Well, this will be 3. So I'm firing with squad only, so it will be 2 plus 3 on them. 3, hell! 3 plus 3, this is 6. 6 in the column of 2, no effect. Well, it was impossible shot. Now they they can fire on this hex. So they are firing with 8 plus 2. No, sorry, 4 plus 2. It's 6, so it's 5, so it is plus 2, so it's 7. 7 in the column of 4, no effect. Ah, that was close, but not close enough. They will try to fire separately on them, so it will be 2 plus 2. 4 plus 2, it is 6. It is morale check. So German leader, he's fine, and the German squad, they are fine. So that should be everything when it comes to the prep fire and advance fire. So remove prep fire, remove advance fire, and now we have a road phase. So Soviets. This one, there is a wood. No, this is clear terrain. So they have to road, and the closest hex they can road is this one. So they are routing here. Now they are adjacent to the broken enemy units. So yes, this means that they have to retreat. So 1, 2, 3. They have to road as well. So 1. Here. Oh no, there is a stack limit, so I cannot retreat onto this hex. So I'm retreating. I have to retreat somewhere else. Here there will be also stack limit. No, I have 2 squads here, so they can retreat there. And I think the commander is going to join them, so he's losing his concealment, but he will be able to rally them. And that's all? No, they have to rally. There is there is a building, so they are retreating into this building. And now Germans. So this squad leaves all its special weapons, and it has to rally. But can they? Sorry, they have to road. Now this hex, I wonder if it is in the line of sight of these Soviets. Let me see. Yeah, it is. So I cannot road here. I can only road there. Now them. And again, they can only road here, because these hexes are in the line of sight and the line of fire of these Soviets. So no option for them to road out of the factory. That's very bad. So that's all for the road phase. And next we have advance phase. So our Soviets are advancing here and there. This is going to be close combat again. More of them coming. Here. Here. This commander moves there. They are going here. They are moving here, so this squad is marked with Desperation Morale. They are moving here. And this squad with a light machine gun goes here. And they are moving there. And this group with medium machine gun is going to stay here. So that's all for the advance phase. We can now go into close combat. So let's go here. This is 2-1 for Soviets, so they need 7 or less. 8, nothing. And the Germans are attacking single squad with leader of -1. So they need 5 and they have -1 and nothing. So the struggle continues. And now here, come on guys, you were there. What do we have here? We have 8 versus 8, so it's 1-1 for Soviets. So this is, they need 5. Oh hell, they destroyed the Germans. But now Germans are going to fight back, and they have 8 versus 8, and they have -2. So both sides eliminated each other together. This is a rare thing, but it can happen. They fought so desperately that they eliminated, they killed each other completely. So that's all for the close combat, and we are moving into the German part of the turn. Let's go to a rally phase. So Germans, do they need to rally anywhere? No, they cannot. No rally for Germans. As for Soviets, here, no rally. Here, no rally. And there, -2 and +4. Yeah, they are rallied. So delete. And they are back to normal. All the other units on this hex are fine. They cannot be rallied, but I can remove Desperation Morale. I cannot remove Desperation Morale from here because of being adjacent to the enemy, and same here. Soviets are on the adjacent hexes, so I can't get out of this Desperation Morale, but I can remove it here and there. That's all for the rally phase. Next we have prep fire, and now I am going to use my flamethrower on this hex. So it is 20 and 10 in the column of 20. This is 1 MC. For the first Soviet squad, they are broken, and there is only one Soviet squad. Okay, so they are broken. And they are firing with their own firepower next, so it's 8 plus 3. Oh, I rolled a single die, sorry. It's 9, it's nothing. This group fires on this hex, so it is 8 plus 3, minus 3. 10, no effect. Germans aren't lucky, definitely. And, well, that's all. I don't have any other opportunities for Germans to fire. So, next we have movement phase. And now, where my Germans are going to go? This squad moves here, and they are fired by these Soviets. So it's 8 plus 3. It's 7 plus 3, 10, no effect. And they... oh, target marker. No trail, but target. Okay. They are moving here. And these Soviets are firing at them with 12 plus 3. It's 7 plus 3, it's 5. No, 7 plus 3, it is 10. 10 in the column of 12, it is nothing, no effect. Target marker. This group goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's all. So that's all for the German movement phase. Next we have Soviet defensive fire phase, and ho ho ho. They already fired, but they are going to fire on this hex. So they have 4, 6, 10, 12. So it's 12 plus 3 here. It's 6 plus 3, it's 9. 9 in the column of 12 is normal morale check. So German leader, whew, that was close, but he's fine. And his men, they are fine. They are firing on these Germans, so they have 12 plus 2. It's 5 in the column of 12, this is 2. So 8 plus 2, it's 10, they have 8, so they are out. Anyone else? Yeah. This group, along with German medium machine gun, targets this hex. So they have 12, and this... no, they are broken, so they cannot help them. So they are firing with 12 plus 3. So it's 12 plus 3, 8, no effect. And that should be all when it comes to the Soviet defensive fire. So we can remove defensive fire, remove track, and next we have German advancing fire. Well, they are going to fire on this hex, so they have 4 and 5. That's good. 5 in the column of 4, 1 MC. So first Soviet squad, they are fine. Second, they are broken. Advance. They are firing here, so they have 4, they have 2 plus 2, no effect. And they are firing here, So they have 4, 8 and 6, so this is 14. So they have 12 plus 2 and my oh sorry, advance phase, yeah. So I cannot use heavy machine gun, and they have their power halved. So they have total firepower of 4 plus 2 and minus 1. So 4 plus 1. And amazing! It is natural 2. So it's 3 in the column of 4. It is 2 MC for Soviets. And you can tell they break. And that would be all for advancing fire. So we can remove prep fires and advancing fires. And now we have a road phase. So these Germans have to road. And now let me see. They cannot road on this hex because it is in the line of sight of these Soviets. They can, I think they can road on this hex actually. This hex seems to be fine. Let me see. I need to check if they cannot see them. Nope. The building definitely blocks line of sight. And them. Oh hell. Yeah. They can see 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is a line of sight and a range of fire. So this hex is off limit as well. And due to this fact, they have no option to retreat, so they are eliminated. These Soviets rode into this building, and even they go further here. Now that would be all. They remain in this building, so that would be all when it comes to the road phase. Next we have German advance phase. Well, I'm going to move into this building to be safe, and I will advance here with these 2 squads. That's quite a desperate thing, but well, I need to do something. So that's all for the advance phase and close combat. We are returning to this building where close combat goes on until, well, quite a long of time. So it is again 12 versus 6, so it's 2-1 for Soviets. And again nothing. And this is 3-2 for Germans, -1. It is 6. So 1 Soviet squad is eliminated. And this concludes turn 3. I think that Soviets are going to get the factory back. There isn't much chance for Germans to get it because their losses are huge. But I'm going to play at last one more turn to see what is going on. So, this is going to be turn 4. And we are going to start with Soviet rally phase. So do I need anyone to rally? Yeah, here. It's 9, -1, 8, not enough. Here, I think they are all fine, yeah. This commander tries to rally broken squad. And no effect. And here, this commander also tries to rally broken squad. No effect because he has 0, right. Oh, that wasn't very lucky for Soviets and Germans. I think they haven't anyone to rally. No, they haven't. They lost most of their troops already. So no rally, and now this one can be removed. This one 2, and this one 2. So that's all for the rally phase. Next we have Soviet prep fire phase. And who is going to prep fire? Well, there are no Germans in the factory, that's good. So now I can focus on the Germans outside of factory. So these two stacks are forming a fire group to spray fire on these Germans. So what do we have here? 12 and 12. So this is 24 plus 2 because of the wood building. Oh, hell. It's 12. 12 in 24. This is morale check. And they are broken. Hooray for Soviets. Now prep fire and prep fire. This squad wants to fire at them. They have a line of sight, I believe. Yeah, they have. So it's 4 and no modifiers. 8, no effect. Who else? Well, they are firing on this hex. So they have 12 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 in the column of 12 is morale check. So, German commander, he's fine. German soldiers, they are fine. Prep fire. And I think this concludes German Soviet prep fire. Now we have Soviet movement. So, this squad, half, 1 and half, half, 1. And now these Germans are firing at them. So this is 4 minus 2. It's 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 in 4, this is 1 MC. And 11 Soviets are broken. And track marker, defensive fire. Alright, so this group, a half, 1 and half, 2 and half, and they are going to stay there. This group, this squad, 1, 2, and now they are firing at them. So it's 4, and this is wood building, right, wood building. So it's 4 plus 2. It's 6 in the column of 4, a morale check. They passed. Target. It was 2, and now 3. And I think I will move here, 4. So that's all here. Now this commander and that commander are going to rally their troops, so nothing. He's going to rally too. He moves 1, 2, 3 to rally these two. They are entering a factory on this hex. They are moving here. So this squad fires at them. This is 8 plus 3 and minus 3, so 8 and 0, 7, 1 MC. They are broken. Place target marker and break and defensive fire. They are moving here, and this squad with light machine gun follows them. Now this squad goes half, one, half, sorry, one, and now they can be fired by these Germans. They have 10, so it is 8 minus 1 and minus 2, so it's 8 minus 3. Oh, it's 3. 3 in the 8, this is instant elimination. Go to graveyard, guys. But first, let's place a target marker here and defensive fire. And now go to graveyard. And I think that's all when it comes to the Soviet movement. I don't have anything else to do. So that's all. We can remove target markers. Next we have a German defensive fire phase. And now most of the Germans already fired, but these flamethrowers fires on this hex with 20. Oh hell, it's natural 2. It's natural 2, so this is killed in action. This means that these Soviets are eliminated, but also all the special weapons on the hex are also eliminated because it was killed in action. So flamethrower literally burned all these weapons away. So it was defensive fire. And that's all for the German defensive fire. We haven't any other opportunities to perform defensive fire, so remove defensive fire markers. Next, Soviet advancing fire. So they are firing here with 4 plus 2, nothing. And I believe that's all. I haven't any other opportunities to perform advancing fire. No, that's all. So remove prep fire and remove advance fire. And now let's go to road phase. So this squad roads. 1, and they are going to road here just to be safe. They are routing here. I will place this unit on. And now these Germans, they are routing here because they can. So that's all for the road phase. Next we have Soviet advance phase. And now they are advancing here. They are advancing there. They are advancing here. They are advancing there. They are moving here. And this group goes here. So that's all for the advance phase, or maybe here. And there. Okay, so that's all for the advance and close combat. We have one close combat to resolve here. So Soviets are attacking Germans. They have 3 to 2 because 8 versus 6. So it is, they need 6. And I got 7, nothing. Germans are attacking single Soviet squad, so they have 7, they have 3 to 2, so they need 6 and they have -1. And they managed to do so. So they are eliminating Soviets one after another, slowly but steady. And this concludes close combat. So Germans, prep fire, rally, first rally. So this commander tries to rally these two squads, 6 and 4, both of them are fine. This commander rallies squad, no effect. This commander rallied, and this commander, no effect. He has 0, yeah, he has 0, so no effect. So that's all for Soviets. And Germans, well, they cannot be rallied because they have no leader and they are fine. So that's all for the rally phase. I can remove desperation marker from here, and they have to keep the 1 because they are adjacent to the enemy troops. So no, there aren't any other desperation morale. So German prep fire phase. Now they are firing here 8 +3 and -3. It's 5. That's quite good. 8, so this is 5 and this is 2 morale check. So they have 4, and first one passed, second one failed. So this one is broken. They are firing their flamethrower on this hex, so they have 20, and oh, out of gas. Flamethrower goes, and we have 10 in the column of 20. This is morale check. 8, but they are fanatic, so they passed. And now they are firing with their normal firepower, so it's 8 +3, nothing. They are forming a fire group to fire on this hex, so they have 16 +3, and 6 +3, it's 9. 9 in the 16, this is +1 MC. 8 +1 is 9, Soviets are broken. And this group fires here. They have 10, so it's 8 +3 -1, so it's 8 +2, and 6. 6 in the column of 8, 1 MC. We have one Soviet squad, 8 +1, they are broken. So that would be all for the German prep fire. Yeah, that's all. Next we have German movement and no opportunity for Germans to move anywhere, definitely. So that's all. And next we have Soviet defensive fire. So I'm firing on them with 8 and +4, so it's 12. So 12 +3, it's 11. No effect. They are all broken. They are all broken. they are fine, so they are firing here. It is 6 and 8, no effect. And now these two stacks are firing here, so they have 24. Oh no, wait, no 24. They have 8 and they have 12, so it's 20. 20 plus 3. It's 9. 9 in the column of 20. It is 1 MC. So morale check +1 for these Germans. 8. I think they have 8. Yeah, so they passed. Defensive fire and defensive fire. Anyone else? I believe no. I haven't any other opportunities to perform defensive fire for Soviets, so remove defensive fire markers. Germans are not performing any advancing fire, so we can remove prep fire markers. And next, road phase. So they are routing on this hex. There are 3 squads, so I cannot route here. I can route here and there. As for this squad, they route here and there. Let's place commander above and this squad without desperation morale. Okay, like this. So that's all for the Soviet road. And now this German squad, they are routing here. So that's all for the German road. And next we have advance phase. So this commander retreats. He feels being in danger here. This squad goes here to protect this building, and this squad goes there. And that's all for the German advance. Close combat. We have 4 versus 4 now, and Germans have -1 for the leader. So Soviet roll, nothing. The German roll, nothing. So close combat goes on. And this concludes turn 4. So I wonder if Germans have any chance to achieve a victory now. Well, a little chance, very little, but you can see that Soviet units, despite being numerous, are breaking very easily. And the problem of Soviets is the limited number of commanders. They are doing their best, but rallying all these broken units is definitely costly and time consuming. So that's all for the turn 4. This scenario is 8 turn longs, but I don't think I'm going to play all of them, but I think that one more turn might be necessary. Okay, we have turn 5 to go, and now we are starting with rally phase for the Soviet units. Here they are fine. Now here 7, they are back to normal. That's what we needed. Now here, unit without DM, they are fine. And the unit with DM, they have 4 plus 4, no, they aren't fine. They are already fine, and I cannot rally any of them, so nothing for that's all for Soviets. And now Germans. German commander tries to rally this squad here. 10, no effect. So I can remove desperation morale markers. And now we have prep fire phase. Soviets. So I need to get rid of them. So I'm going to focus my fire here. I have 14, so it will be 28, and I will take firepower from here, so it is 12, so it will be 40, so it will be 36 or more, plus 3, and 9. This is 3 MC. It is 7 plus 3, they are broken. Well, that was predictable. Prep fire. And prep fire. Next. They are firing here with 8 and 4, so it will be 12. This is 12 plus 3. It is 7 plus 3, 10. 10 in the column of 12, this is nothing. Anyone else? I think yes, they can fire on this hex. As for them, I believe they have line of sight. Yeah, they are going to fire. So let me check. No, they don't have line of sight. Oh, that's bad. So they are wasting their fire. I need to mark them as prep fire even if they are not actually hitting them. So only this group fires effectively. So it is 12 plus 3. It's 9 plus 3, it's 12. It is nothing. Okay. So do I want anywhere else to fire? No, I don't have any other opportunities. So that's all for the Soviet prep fire. And now we have Soviet movement. So this group, 1, 2, and 3, they go here. This squad, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. Commander goes 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. Now this commander moves 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and 6. This squad goes 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. This squad goes here, and now these Germans can fire at them. They have 8, -1, and this is stone building, no, wood building. So they have 8 plus 1. It is 7, so it's 1 MC. And Soviets are broken. Target marker, and they are marked as defensive fire. Next, this commander remains on that hex. This commander goes here. This squad goes 1, 2, And now these Germans are firing at him. They have 4 minus 5. It is 6. 6 in the column of 5. It's normal morale check. Oh, too bad. They failed. So they break. Have to place target marker and mark them as defensive fired. And I think that's all. Well, not. I am removing this concealment marker from here, and this squad goes 1, 2, 3 here. And same goes to this squad. 1, 1.5, and there. Okay, that's all for the Soviet movement. Now German defensive fire. So they are firing here. 8 plus 3. It's normal morale check. And they passed. They are firing here. 8 plus 3. No effect. And that's all for defensive fire, so let's remove defensive fire, let's remove target markers. And now advancing fire. I don't think I have any opportunities for advancing fire too. Well, here. They have 6 plus 3. 7 in the column of 6. This is morale check. And Germans passed. So that would be all. Yes, that's all. And now we have to remove prep fires. And next we have advance road phase. So this squad roads here, and they are moving. No, they are going. They are staying here. These Germans, they have to road, but can they road? These hex, no, they are broken. So this hex is safe. They can retreat. And that's what they are going to do. They are entering this hex. And that's all for the road. So next we have advance. I think Soviets are not advancing much. They are going to move here, and this is going to be close combat. They are advancing here. This is also going to be close combat. They are advancing there. Here. And they are joining the fray. Oh, I forgot about them. They also had to road. Yeah, my mistake. So that should be all when it comes to advance. Yes, that's all when it comes to advance. Oh, maybe this squad will advance here. And that's all for the advance. Next we have close combat. First close combat goes here. We have 4 versus 4, so it's 1 to 1. So both sides needs 5. Germans, nothing. Soviets, nothing. And here we have 6 versus 1, so it's 6 to 1. So Germans need, Soviets need 10, and Germans need 2. So Soviets, they made it, and the Germans no. So German leader is off to graveyard. Alright, so this concludes Soviet actions. We are going to Germans. Rally phase. And now, this commander has a couple of units to rally, but since Soviets are around, I need to mark them with desperation morale. not the commander, but this broken squad. Okay. And now them, it's 5 plus 4 and minus 1, so they are rallied. And now them 8, no, they remain broken. Soviets, these two 7s, first one broken, second one broken. This 7 broken. These two 7s, they are both rallied. It is interesting because normally in this game these are Soviets who have big problems with rally, and in this play, as you can see, Soviets aren't doing very bad with this stuff. Okay, so that's all for the rally phase. Next we have German prep fire phase. So this squad fires here. It's 8, 3 plus 3 and minus 3. Nothing, 9, it is nothing. This stack, I have 3 squads. Okay, so I will use all of them to fire on this hex. So what do I have here? It is 4, 10, 8 and 8, so it's 20, so it's 26, and they are so no, I'm going to do something else. First of all, I'm firing with this machine gun and squad, and they are targeting these Soviets, and they are not going to use the commander, so they have 8 plus 2. Okay, that's what I needed. So Soviets are eliminated, and now these two 8s are firing on him. They have 16 and it is doubled, so they have 32 minus 1, so they have 32 plus 2, so it is going to be 30 plus 2, it is 4, so it's 6. Soviets are eliminated instantly. I formed another Death Star, like I tend to call these huge stacks with amazing firepower. And that's all for the German prep fire phase. Next we have German movement phase, and no movement phase for Germans. No German units that can move. Oh, sorry, there should be prep fire. Okay, so now we have Soviet defensive fire. They are firing here, 6 plus 3, nothing. But that's not something that I need to do. All I need now is actually to hold the factory. If I will be able to hold the factory, then Germans are going to lose, and I think they haven't even enough units to successfully capture the entire factory. Now they are not going to fire here because there is friendly unit on the hex, and that's all for the defensive fire, nothing else. So I can remove defensive fire, no advancing fire either, and now road phase. Okay, this one roads here, this one remains, and this one has to road because it no, it doesn't have to, because it's not adjacent to the enemy units. They are locked in close combat and there is only light machine gun, so no, they don't have to road. That's good. And next we have German advance phase. I think I am going to send this squad here to help them. And that should be all when it comes to advance. And next we have close combat. So here we have now 12 versus 3 versus 4, so it's 3 to 1 for Germans. They need 8, and Soviets are attacking German squad with firepower of 4, so it will be 1 to 1. So Germans, they made it. Soviets are eliminated, but Soviets are fighting back, and 6, they failed. Okay, and the other close combat. Here we have again 12 versus 6, so it's 2 to 1 for Soviets. They need 7 or less, and they get 10. Germans are still fighting versus single squads, so they have 6 versus 4, it's 3 to 2, plus -1 for the commander, and they are doing just fine. So that's all. And this concludes turn 5. We are reaching turn 6, and the situation is still, well, I wouldn't call it clear, because, well, the Soviets are holding the biggest part of the factory, and Germans are still pretty weak. But the question is if Germans won't be able to kill enough Russians. We will see. We are carrying on with turn 6. So we are starting with Soviet rally phase, and now this Soviet commander tries to rally his 2 broken squads, 5 and 9. So the first one is rallied, the other is not. This commander tries to rally squad 3, he made it. This commander already did his job, so that's all for Soviets. No, this commander here also tries to rally, and he fails. And Germans. Now this commander tries to rally squad, but there is +4. It is 9, so nothing. Okay, so we can remove rally phase, remove desperation moral markers from all the units. And now we have prep fire phase. So they are prepping here. So this is 8, so this is 16 plus 3. No effect. That's bad for Soviets, because they will be fired back by these Germans, and they are quite strong too. And any other Soviets who are going to fire? Well, they are firing here with 12 plus 3, and that's good. It's 7 in the column of 12. This is 1 MC. So for 8 they are broken, and for 7 they are fine. So this squad is broken. The other one is fine. Prep fire. And they are firing here, 6 plus 3, nothing. That should be all. I don't have any other things to do with my Soviets when it comes to prep fire. So next we have movement. And now Soviets. Do I want to move anywhere? Well, this commander did his job here, so he can move there to rally them. This commander is here, so let him stay there. And I'm not making much movement here. Why? because I'm holding this factory, on these hexes I'm quite safe from the most of the German devastating fire, so I don't have to move around. Let me just stay here, and maybe I should simply harass these Germans here, but I don't think I will be able to do some serious damage to them. But of course, it won't hurt to try. So I'm moving half, 1, 3. I am grabbing this light machine gun. Not the demolition charge, just machine gun. And now these Germans are firing at me. They have 8 plus 2. It is 12. Nothing. No effect. Let's place a target marker here. This squad goes 1, 1.5, 3.5, and now they have to suffer the same fire as they did. So it was 8 plus 2. It is 9, no effect. That's good. And I think that's all when it comes to the Soviet movement. Yeah, I don't have anything else to do. So that's all for the Soviet movement phase. Next we have German defensive fire phase. And now, they don't have anyone to fire at, because I believe they cannot see anyone. These hexes are empty, and they can't see them, and they can't see them. So, no fire for them. They are firing here. It's 8 plus 3 minus 3. 7. 1 MC for Soviets. They passed. So, defensive fire. And that's all for the German defensive fire. Yes, that's all. Soviet advancing fire. They are here, and they are firing on them. They have total firepower of 4, 6, and 10. So they are firing with 8 and plus 3. No effect. And that's all. So remove advance. Remove prep fire. And now we have road phase. This squad is broken, so it has to road. Let me see if it can road here. I have 3 squads already. Okay. So I can move here, but I cannot stay there. I have to road here. And that's all. No other road to do. And now we have Soviet advancing phase. So they are advancing here, but without this. And they are advancing there. Oh, maybe even let's go together. It will be fun to go together. They are advancing here with them here, them here, and them here. Okay, that would be all. And next we have close combat to resolve here. Soviets have 10 versus 4, so it's 2 to 1. So Soviet need 7, and the Germans are attacking single squad, so the Germans need 5. So Soviets They made it. Germans, they made it. So single Soviet squad is eliminated along with German squad. And that's all for Germans, for Soviets. Now we have Germans. And we are starting with... oh, sorry, I forgot about the close combat here. Because of close combat counter being not on the top of the hex of the stack. So, Soviets are attacking German squad, so they have 8 versus 6, so it is 3 to 2, so they need 6. And they failed. Germans are attacking single German Soviet squad, so they have 6 versus 4, so it's 3 to 2, and they need 6 minus 1 for the leader. Again, they won. Alright, so now it is Germans. Rally phase. This Soviet commander rallies. He made it. Now this Soviet commander rallies. He made it. They are fine. He tries to rally this squad. 10, but they have +1 for fanatics and -2 for the commander, so they are fine. So that's all for the rally phase, and Germans. Okay, this squad needs to be marked with desperation morale because it is adjacent to the enemy units, and commander tries to rally it. He got 5 plus 4, it's 9, minus 1 is 8, and they have 7, so now they remain broken. And they cannot be rallied because they are adjacent to the enemy without a leader. So they have to keep desperation morale markers because of being adjacent to the enemy units. Okay, now we have German prep fire phase. These Germans are firing here. So this is 8 plus 3 and minus 3, so 0 and 1 MC. 9 Soviets are broken. But we have commanders around who are going to help them. Now this stack. I am going to fire with a unit with firepower of 8 and a leader on this hex. So I will have 16 plus 2. It is 11, no effect, and now a squad with a machine gun fires here. So they have 20 plus 3. It is 8 in the column of 20. This is 2 MC. And they are broken. So that's all for the prep fire. No movement for Germans, as you can tell. Now we have Soviet defensive fire. So this stack fires here. They have 16 plus 3. This is 12, no effect. And now they have 8 and they have 10. So they have 16 plus 3 here and 12 again. And Germans are lucky. No effect again. So that would be all for the defensive fire of Soviets. No advancing fire for Germans. And next we have a road phase. So they have to road, and they are moving. They cannot road here because of the enemy line of sight. They cannot road here because of enemy line of sight. So they are dead. Off to graveyard you go. Now this squad. They also have to road. And now this squad, this hex is off limits. This hex is off limits. This hex too. And that hex too. So they are off to graveyard. And now Soviets. They are retreating here. They are retreating here and there onto the commander. So that's all for the rally phase, for the road phase. Next we have German advance phase. And do I want to advance? No, I don't want to advance. So no advance for Germans and close combat. Here we have 4 versus 4, so it's 1 to 1, and the Germans have -1 for the leader. So Soviets, ha ha ha! They finally made it after incredibly long time and losing a lot of squads. They finally won this battle. But let's roll for the Germans now. 7 -1 6. So they lost. It was most bloody close combat in this game, and Soviets won, paying enormous price with a lot of squads being eliminated in this close combat. Here there is a big pile of dead bodies, I believe, but eventually Soviets won. So that's the end of the turn 6. Yeah. There will be turn 7 ahead, and we have only 2 stacks of Germans alone, with 1, 2, 3 squads and 2 leaders. Not much. So it's turn 7. There is only 2 turns. This is only this turn and the next one to go. We are starting with rally phase, and now Soviets. Do I need anyone to rally? Yeah, here. Now let me check. They have desperation morale, and the leader provides -2. 7, it is +4 and -2, so it is 9. They have +1 for fanatics. No, not enough to be rallied. Too bad. He made it, so no problem. And Germans are fine, the remaining Germans. Okay, so next we are going to go into Soviet prep fire phase, and now they are firing here with 16 + 3. It's 7. 7 in the 16. This is 2 MC. So German leader, he is broken. His men, they are broken. And we have a broken leader. Oh, yeah, we have one more squad here, sorry. So they are also broken. And now we have a broken leader. Now, because he breaks, all the other units must undergo also morale checks, because your leader breaks and you have to do morale check too. So first, for this one, they are fine, and for them, they are fine. Well, lucky for them. I mean, well, they are broken, so they aren't very lucky. And now they are firing on them too. So this is 8 and 10. So this is 16 + 3 again, and this is 7 again. So this is 1 MC, right? No, 2 MC. So for the broken leader, he passes. For the squad with 8, they are broken, so this means they are eliminated. And for the squad with 7, they are eliminated. Prep fire. Prep fire. So, this concludes all the Soviet prep fire. And now we have only this single German squad with single leader. Amazing leader indeed, but because with -3, but still it is only a single leader. Alright, so now Soviets are making their movement. So what Soviets are going to do? I can simply stay in the factory, laughing madly on Germans and laughing on their defeat, but I know it would be completely fine. Oh, sorry, I think I forgot to remove desperation rally markers at the end of the rally phase. Okay, or I can try to assault on him. Do I want to? Well, he will fire once with amazing firepower of 8 -3, so probably he will wipe out one of my units. I can also try to get into close combat with them, but with his -3 modifier, he will make a really worthy opponent. So I think it makes more sense for me to simply hold him away. He won't be able to get into this factory and capture 6 hexes. I have no doubts about it. So I think I can call it a day. I can say the battle is done, because with these Germans here being eliminated, this commander won't be able to get out of here. Germans have no chance to win. I mean, they had already a little chance to win in the last 2-3 turns, but there was still a narrow chance for them to gain some effect. But now you can clearly tell that there are no effects, there are no chances for Germans to achieve a victory. So, this would conclude this battle. What I did wrong? Why Germans lost so terribly? Well, die rolls definitely did their job, but I think my biggest mistake was to not use this smoke. I only used one smoke marker. It wasn't enough. I could use it better. I could make them a better cover for me, but please notice that I have no problems with entering the factory. I suffered the biggest losses inside the factory when my units were breaking inside the factory and they couldn't retreat out of the factory. That's where I suffered higher losses. Also, this line here, it proved to be very little effective against mass attack of the Soviets, and it couldn't help stop Soviets from reaching the factory quickly. I wonder if I could do better. I'm not quite certain about it, but well, Soviets definitely had good luck at the beginning of the battle in the close combat rolls. They managed to capture and eliminate a couple of my units from these buildings in the very good rolls in the close combat. You can tell by this hex that you can lock units in the close combat for a very long time. But nothing like this happened here, and this allowed Soviets to swarm like Zergs inside the factory and provide a very needed help to the defenders. Actually, defenders of the factory did quite well too. They were breaking, but their commander did their job pretty well, and they weren't breaking that easily and that fast. So, I think Germans had some bad luck, but they could play better. I wish I would be able to play this scenario with some real opponent. I believe this would be something completely different, but well, it's pretty hard to find real life opponents in my neighborhood, so I have to play mostly solo. Anyway, it was an interesting experience to record this video and to talk how it goes. I think I might record more Squad Leader videos because I really enjoy this game. And I think I found my tactical game. It is not as overly complicated as Advanced Squad Leader, that I found a bit more complex for my tastes, and as for me, I prefer less complex wargames. I recently discovered Cry Havoc family, and this is just great for me. This one is also pretty cool, and the games like, let's say, Ancients or Panzer Leader are also very cool for me. And this is the kind of war games I enjoy, so maybe I will record more about this soon. So stay tuned, and thank you.